Hey traders, Mark here. It's 6:15 in the UK. A slightly earlier video from me this week. This is the first video of this week. A slightly earlier video than normal from me. Right, I've got 3 excellent trade setups that we are actively already in one of these that was sent out to our members earlier in the day, but then we've got 2 additional trades that we're going to be looking at. So we've got Euro Dollar that we'll start with, then we'll move on to Dollar CAD, and then finally we will take a look at Kiwi, so that's New Zealand USD. We're going to break it down from a technical perspective, from the higher time frame, and then look for opportunities on a lower time frame. So let's start with the Euro Dollar. We're going to go back to 2017. When we look at the weekly chart, you'll see that the weekly chart, if I just point these lows out right back down here, early 2017, you'll see that this candle here, the black candle, that's the lowest wick closing at this point, and then we had 4 other attempts at the market breaking those lows and trying to push price lower, but failed. So we've got plenty of wick fills in there, and then we see the market has a rally, creates a higher low, again has another push, it creates a new high, then a higher low, and then we have that monumental move. Whether we get anything like that, you know, only the chart can tell us at a later date, but we can trade according to what we see. So opportunities, we're looking for potential some long opportunities where we currently sit right now, and we're going to go down to the daily chart, and you'll see that there's a descending channel that the market has tested 4 times, and we've got confluence in the fact that we've got our first impulsive move where the market had a correction, then impulse, our second test of support, our third test of support, and then our 4th test of support that comes in at our 2017 lows. We can see the market was in a strong bearish trend at this period. We had a slight consolidation and a final push lower. This to me looks like an exhaustive move, but time will tell. We're looking for long opportunities right now. Being honest, we got stopped out on a trade opportunity today. I will be looking for additional trades on this market to push higher. I think our first objective will be to look at getting into 105 and above 105. So if we just drop down to the 4-hour chart, what we're looking for is effectively the market to give us a clue that the market is changing trend, and we're seeing the shift from sellers to buyers. And what we saw on the lower time frame this morning was price had come up, it come back down, we consolidated in this area, and then this morning we broke through 104.20, we came down to test it, and we took an aggressive intraday trade to go long, but this wick fill down here, this took us out of the market, and we ended up losing 1% on this trade. So I'm still looking at this area for opportunities to get long and potentially push up into the 105s. This is going to be a key area for us to break, a key resistance. So old support becomes new resistance. We get above there, that'll pave the way for more opportunities to potentially run on in towards those 107.50s and 108. But this is the key area to watch for those aggressive traders that want to get into the market a little bit early. Yes, you might take some losses, as I have done today, but it's how we then come back and look for the next opportunity. So remember, without extra confirmation, i.e. without being above here, we are basically going to occur as a lower probability trade because we've not seen higher time frame sentiment shift. What we are looking for is we're basically dropping down the time frames to see if we can see that shift in sentiment, which we did see, but obviously first day trading day of the week, Mondays as well, before US Open, can give us some volatility, which that happened, we got taken out. But we're looking now for potential opportunities above 104.40 for a potential sort of 60 pip move in towards 105s, but above this we've got a good 250 to 300 points of reward just on this one trade. So this is looking really nice for some potential well, a corrective move before maybe, let's say, the trend continues to the downside unless we break out of this descending channel. Moving over to Dollar CAD, this market we've seen a really nice move here, and we're going to start at the higher time frame. You can see 129.50 to 129.80 has proved a pivotal area in the past. We've had a rejection back here in January 2020. We had another rejection through here before the market had a retracement and then broke through. We had a rejection here late 2020. We had another rejection mid 21 here, and then just late 21 another rejection. For now, let's say just in May 2022, we have a big weekly shooting star candle that has popped all the way through, went all the way up to basically just short of 131, sucking in loads of potential buyers, catching them on the wrong side of the market, and then boom, we have that reversal and it takes us back down. Is there an opportunity for us to have taken an earlier trade? Well, yes, we did do that today, and our members are already in this market. But as people looking at this, if you're not already in this trade, you could be looking at the smaller time frame. So how can we do that? Well, what else do we notice coming into play in and around the major resistance level? Well, we've got a broadening wedge formation or broadening pattern where we can see we've had multiple attempts of price trying to push higher and rejecting. Then again, we start here and we get this consolidation pattern. Yes, this is on the other side of the resistance level, and this is just trapping people into the wrong side of the market. Today what we saw was a real nice push lower. It came down, we had the market come back up, test a key resistance level, and all we've done is we've looked and we've taken this trade, as you can see, through here with stops above, and we're moving nicely now into profit. Looking for price to come down and test the lower part of the pattern somewhere in and around 128 even handle. Now, should we break 128 even handle, then we are going to see a significant move lower. So opportunities here for you traders would be, again, if you're not in this market, you could be using sort of around 129 even handle for price to pull back into that swing high here, previous swing low that price has been broken. So leave this until tomorrow. Give it a few hours to push lower, and then for a rotation higher, looking for a price rejection, and then sell that back down into the early 128. A break below 128, we'll be looking to trade this on any corrective pattern and a big push lower. So what targets could we look for on a push lower if we break out the pattern? So remember the pattern here, 128s, we could be looking as low as 125s, 124.50s. Now these are exaggerated targets in the sense that that's where you want to be taking sort of your final amount of your final pips or your final percentage of the trade off. We want to be taking money out if price comes down to 27.20s. That would be the first sort of area I can see that buyers came in that you really want to be looking at scaling it out of some of your positions. So again, loads of pips up for grabs here on dollar CAD. And then last but not least, we can take a look at Kiwi Dollar. So this has got lots of confluence here. Again, like dollar CAD, like euro dollar. We're zooming out to the weekly chart, and what I want to show you here is how price is testing a key support level, which again goes back to September 2015, late 2019, and then basically present day. So what's happened? Well, the pandemic lows down here, March 2020, we had that huge impulsive move higher as the dollar sold off. Now if we mark this out on our fib levels, so this being X, this being A, and then we get the retracement. The retracement has come all the way down, nice confluence, 61.8 retracement that correlates beautifully with these previous swing lows back here. So now what we're looking for is, do we see anything else to give us a clue that the market is going to reject this level? If we drop down to the 4-hour chart, we'll see a nice descending wedge that has basically formed at our major support level. So if we look at a descending wedge, the best way of looking at this is it's a reversal pattern, and then when you combine that with major to technical levels, this is a real good idea, gives an inclination that the market is potentially about to pop to the upside. So we've got lots of nice confluences coming in at the same point. So we've got our buy stop above these areas here around 0.63 with our stops underneath the swing lows. Initial targets are going to be up around 6,500, and then, you know, based on the higher time frame, we can we'll be scaling out around 6,500, which you can see comes into a nice structural point through here. And again, we're always looking for confluences. Where's the money likely to come off? So around 6,500, slightly higher, but we want to be the first man out, not the last man out of the market. And then potentially, it can run up even higher. Just trade management will keep you in that trade, and you know, I think this is a really good trade to be looking at. End of day traders, you could be placing a trade above today's high and below today's low as your entries and stops, and looking for price to potentially run up into those targets, which you can see is a 3.27 return on investment. So if you're risking 1% or $100 on this trade, by the time it got to the top here, you'd be banking 327, and then you just multiply it to work out exactly what kind of returns you would be getting based on your account balance. Alright guys, well that's it from myself, Mark, today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that content. We broke down 3 charts there for you to look at how we combine the higher time frame with the lower time frame, looking at corrective patterns, and then for the market confluences for it to break out and then push to the right direction, in this case to the upside, for us to potentially hit TP1 or TP2. Guys, if you did like this video and the trade information, the education we've put out, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. Please share it with any fellow traders, and if you aren't yet already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what this will do is as soon as we publish the video, it'll go straight to your inbox and you can stay up to date with our latest videos. On that note guys, have a great evening and we will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.